Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for episode 4 of Project Untamed. In the last episode, we restored the mounting plate for the dash. If you missed it, we'll link it in the description below. On this episode, we're going to work through all the hardware that holds the bike together. We will need to replace any nuts, bolts, and washers that are either missing, damaged, or not the correct parts for the bike. The first step is to clean all the hardware. We start by scrubbing the parts with a degreaser and then place them in an anti-rust solution. After soaking them for about half an hour, they'll then be removed and rinsed and left to dry. We're going to be plating all the hardware in zinc using the same process as the mounting plate. In order to get the best finish possible, you need to ensure the parts are even cleaner and ready for plating. The process starts by using a brass wheel in the drill press and carefully cleaning every part. And there we have all of our pieces cleaned down to the bare metal. We can now move to the plating process. We start by soaking the parts in a degreaser, just to remove any oil that might be left in them. From there, we'll rinse and soak them in an acid. This will etch the surface, allowing for the zinc to better bond to each part. From there, we'll rinse them and place them in the zinc solution. We then pass a current through the whole solution. This allows the zinc to bond to each piece. From there, it will be removed and rinsed and soaked in a passivate to harden the zinc. After that, we'll leave them to dry for about a day. And just like that, all of our parts are plated. As you can see, they look brand new, ready to be put on the bike. So what you've just seen is the process just to plate a handful of bolts. We took a few weeks to source any replacement bolts we needed, and we then followed the same process on every piece of hardware on the bike. But in the end, I think it was worth it. The next project is to upgrade the bushings for the handlebar risers to polyurethane ones. The old ones were perished, so we managed to source new ones that will need to be cut down to size. We also need to make new spacers as the old ones were too short, so a couple of old nuts will help us out. First up, we're going to cut down the bushings. After watching a few YouTube videos, we decided the best course of action was to put them on the drill press. We'll then use a blade to slice them perfectly square. Probably not the best way to do it, but the result speaks for itself. There we have our two bushings cut down to exactly the right length. So now our bushings can fit inside and sit flat like they should. Our next job here we need to turn these into spacers. Unfortunately, I don't own a lathe, so once again we turn to the drill press. This time we use a grinder and we slowly grind down the bolts till we get to the correct diameter. Once that's done, we'll then drill out the threads and we'll have our spacers. Now we have 2 spacers that can go with our part. Now we have all the pieces we need to assemble the top triple tree with the new bushings. Got our bolts. Bushings fits in. Now the spacers are the same length as the bushings from the outside to the outside. And there we have it. And with that, we've come to the end of another episode. I'm very happy with the progress we've achieved for this episode. We've plated all the bolts. We've started making a few parts for the bike. On the next episode, we might be tackling the wheels. So we'll see how that goes. Guys, as always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe and hit that bell icon below so you don't miss any of our content. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.